Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Kobe Show. I'm your host, Louis Kobe, and today we introduce you to The Kobe Show, the show of the decade. We show you our setup and how does the show run little by little, and we also talk about the seriousness and the coronavirus outbreak. We got lots more to react to and lots more to talk about this season, so stay tuned.
Hello, Tommy TV here, producer of the decade, co-host of the show. Let's get it.
Let's get into it. And thanks for checking into The Kobe Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with co-host Tommy TV.
Yes, sir.
How you
Producer
doing
of the
today?
decade. You know
My
who it
guy.
is.
That's co-host right there, Tech King, SEO genius, and the main co-host of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy, tell us about yourself.
I appreciate that, man. You know, it's rare to hear a compliment these days, but like I said, man, I'm a music producer at heart. I'm studying SEO right now, search engine optimization, you know, to get the ranking up in Google and YouTube, and I'm hosting the show, man. This is a beautiful baby we got growing up here. You know what I'm saying? This is our project, man. So, but you know, I also want to ask you, man. Why don't you tell us what made you start the show?
So the Kobe Show is a hobby of mine. It started off with, you know, I needed something to focus on a lot. I really wanted to put effort into something and give it my all and have it as something I really enjoy, you know. So the Kobe Show started as a thought. I just wanted to really have something to put out there and be proud of and grow from. So that's my main goal with this. I'm going to grow a lot and have a lot of fun as we've been having.
And, you know, let me also ask you, man, you know, what is the meaning behind the name of the show, The Kobe Show?
Kobe Show is basically my name. My name is Kobe, Louis Kobe. I prefer Kobe. It's I was named after Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to the late great Kobe Bryant. So basically, I'm a fan at birth of Kobe Bryant. He's my favorite basketball player, and he's also a role model. And so basically, the Kobe Show, it's to me, it's the best thing. It's the best thing possible right now. It really clicked with me, and I love it. It's the Kobe Show, baby, with Tommy TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Show of the decade here.
Absolutely, no doubt. And another thing, I wanted to bring up how important you are to this show because there's a lot of stuff on this table, the equipment we have for the Kobe Show to make it possible, and it wouldn't be a lot possible without you. You really helped me get all of this put together and stuff.
Yeah, man. You know, I really appreciate that, my man. And the thing is, what we did here is, you know, we took it from an idea, you know, the inception, basically, what was it, about 3-4 months ago? So you basically knew that I started my YouTube channel and I was doing music production.
Yeah.
So you knew I was into tech and all that stuff. But then, you know, you started finding out that I was studying SEO, and I got another YouTube channel.
Channel sprouting.
I got like 1 or 2 other YouTube channels that are growing right now. I'm not gonna mention what they are because they're kind of like portal gateways to play my music.
We'll get into it eventually.
We'll definitely, man. In another episode, perhaps. So basically, that's what I'm doing, man. SEO, music production. And so we were talking about this in the first month, man. And he let me know about, you know, he always wanted to have a podcast show, something like that. His own show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. So we started talking about them. You know, I was getting ideas, man.
Together, the creative genius of Kobe and the tech god of Tommy TV.
Yes,
and that's
sir.
what we're about to get into right now, the setup of what drives the Kobe Show. What's the engine, the main portals. We're going to get into that right now.
Let's get into it.
And we're going to talk about the setup, what drives the Kobe Show. I've said that enough, and you're about to see what actually drives the Kobe Show. So we're going to start off talking with the microphones. We're going to get into the laptops and all the crazy equipment. Right now, we got the first bad boy in my face, the Samsung Condenser mic CO1. I have the case here. It's a bad boy. You can tell it sounds great and looks even better. And I got the little stand here accessories from B&H. Shout out to B&H. And what do you got there, Tommy? I'll talk about your microphone.
And check this out, guys. I got the Sennheiser E835, man. I was going for the best bang of the buck type of dynamic microphone because y'all know dynamic microphones pick up less environmental noise. And since this studio we got going on does not have soundproofing, that's why I personally chose dynamic, and it was the best sounding microphone in its price range of $100. Okay, it was $100.
It's definitely competing.
Now, the reason why I chose this one also specifically is I was watching comparison YouTube videos of this mic along with other mics in its price range, and this one blew it out the water.
And we're gonna get to the laptops. The bad boys.
yeah,
So
the
we're gonna start
engines.
with the Mac Pro 2017, the MacBook Pro 2017. I went for 16 gigabytes of RAM. Got the DDR4 on deck. I just recently picked this guy up this morning. Whew, and it came out to be beautiful and look even better. And now we got Tomio's Beast. Talk about it.
And here we got, folks, the Lenovo Legion Wi-Fi 40, man, 2019 model. In my opinion, man, the laptop of the decade, perhaps. Well, maybe I'm stretching it.
Talk specs. Give us specs,
But
Tommy.
anyway, man. Okay, first of all, it's got the 9th gen i7, at least, man. These days, man, if you're editing a video, something like that, you want the 9th generation i7. So that's the processor, okay? Next, man, we got at least 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Ooh, talk about that graphics card, baby.
And you know you need that for video editing. 16 gigabytes of backup memory, my friends.
Talk about that graphics card.
And last but not least, man, I got the NVIDIA RTX. I believe it's about the 1060
RTX.
or 1070
RTX over
model.
GTX.
And that's one of the latest gaming video graphics. And yeah, man, it's got ray tracing, man. So it's one of the best, man. For video editing, man. I got this for video editing and music production. Maybe there's something better, but it's working out beautiful for us, man.
And now the next bad boy. Right after all that equipment, we got the Atem Mini Blackmagic. This is our switcher right here. This is literally probably my favorite piece of equipment. It helps us do so much, and it literally is the best bang for buck. They don't make switchers like this. This is the only switcher of its kind. It's the only one.
So guys, we were comparing a few things. We decided to go for this. It's got a decent price range, man. $300. You can connect 4 HDMI inputs into it. So this is our first input. This is our second
back to
input.
one.
This is our third input. My bad.
We got magic going. And
here we go. This is Kobe's laptop here. The MacBook.
Laptop. This is what we got.
We got nothing connected to the fourth, so you got a blank screen up ahead for you. But anyway, so here we go, man.
And now we got the big boy. This is probably your favorite right here.
And of course, man.
This is a monster audio interface, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Zoom
this is just straight up beauty, man. Leaves you speechless, kind of like
here. This guy,
kind of like a beautiful woman walking by when you see this thing, man. I call this the baby Hummer, man.
Baby Hummer, indeed.
And this thing is the audio engine, as I call it, man. Okay, we run our mics through it. We also got the headphone output connected to the mixer.
And then the mixer's up next.
Yeah, that's the last thing right here, man. We're gonna wrap up this segment right here, man. Baby. We got some little cheap just so we can run our laptop audio through it.
Yeah, so we had a test about a few days ago, a final Kobe Show test, and we realized that we had an issue with something. We was trying to output audio from the computer with everything else, and this bad boy fixed the issue we had. Definitely getting a better one though.
And that's it, man. We're gonna upgrade for more inputs so we can connect more laptops, man. And that's it, man.
Price tag just over about somewhere around that price right there. So yeah, let's get into some good talks. As you've seen on my screen, my computer screen, we had some NBA talks we're about to get into. So me and Tommy are huge NBA fans, and on the show, basketball, sports worldwide is going to be a huge staple on the show. And right now we're going to get into some basketball.
Let's get into it.
Our main talk today is going to be simply about NBA. We want to talk about these standings. We want to talk about the standings right now. The standings are very important right now. They're very important right now because this is a lot to us. We are really excited about this offseason, and we're gonna get into our predictions.
Yes, sir. We love the NBA. We love the 2K community. So let's get into this.
So that the bad boy Bucks on the tip top of the Eastern Conference, they're not moving, they're not budging.
So first off, what's the big question, man? Who's gonna win the playoffs?
Who's gonna win the playoffs?
That's the main thing.
Who's gonna win it all? We don't care about anything else right now, but the champion, the city winner.
So let's look at the Eastern Conference. So who you got coming out the East, man? To get into the NBA Finals.
It's between two teams. We're gonna get into that on the bracket. I don't want to spoil it yet, but. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it little by little. Let's talk about the competition though, from top to bottom, because.
So look, man. Let's start out with the Bucks. Number one, way ahead of the race.
Nobody's touching that. Yeah, they're
so
way ahead of the game. They might win 60 plus. They might win 60 something games. This year.
We know that they're the kings of the regular season, but the thing is, we know the Bucks have really not been, stepping it up in the playoffs. They've kind of been progressing, but it's like very slow progress in the playoffs. So let's see if they can get into the NBA Finals for once.
Yeah. Raptors, they're last year's surprise winners. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I don't think anyone had them winning last year, but I'm glad they did. I spent my time in Toronto last year when they won. It was amazing. The Celtics are right behind them. I think the Celtics are coming. They're coming heavy. They're creeping. They're coming for that second spot. And if anything, these guys can take it. They could take it all the way in this conference.
Credit to the Raptors, first of all, man.
Huge credit.
They're stepping up without Kawhi Leonard, and they're making it happen, man. Second seed in the East. I mean, wow. And let's move on to the Celtics here, man. They got a much better chemistry, much better team with what's his name at the point guard, Kemba Walker, man. So he's a great leader, man. They're playing team ball. Tatum's stepping up, man.
Tatum is an all-star.
He's knocking down 3-pointers right now
for a long time.
So Celtics is right up there, man, and it makes sense. And let's look at the Heat, man. The Heat right now with Jimmy Butler as the leader.
Buckets.
And
nobody expected this one.
Nobody expected this because Jimmy Butler is really the only household name on that team. But they got great role players right now stepping up. That's why they're in the top 4. Okay? And Pacers, man. Pacers got a lot of good role players. They got Oladipo as their household name, right? But anyway, man. So let's move on to the Western Conference.
Westerns. Baby, I'm only looking at the bottom for this guy. We start from the top. We see these Lakers aren't moving. They're not budging. Unless somebody gets injured horribly. Actually, somebody gets injured horribly. That's the only way they're jumping from that first spot. It's very tight in the West. Very tight. From the last, it was just 7 and 8.
Tighter than a virgin.
It's way tighter, man. We got the Mavericks could potentially jump up to second seed. They could potentially jump up. You know, it could fluctuate like crazy right here.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it is, man, the Lakers are the top beast dog, okay?
Yeah, and it's only who's going to be fed to the Lakers. Is it going to be the Grizzlies, Blazers, Pelicans? And we're going to talk a lot more about this in the next episode, but I'm thinking this AFC is belonging to one of 2 teams.
So there you go. You know my favorite team is the Pelicans, man. I love watching Zion. I love watching the team around him, and I also love the Grizzlies. I love Morant, man, but I think the Pelicans have more firepower just because, like I said, the players around Zion.
They got a great core. So that's going to lead us to my bracket because I believe these Pelicans are touching the playoffs. So check this out. I've created my own 2020 playoffs bracket that we're going to fill in together right now because I'm great at predictions. Last year, it was January. I had to plan my birthday June trip. I said, I'm going to go watch the Raptors win a championship. I know they're going to make the playoffs. I know they're going to touch the conference finals, and I guarantee you they're winning it all this year. That was my bold prediction because I always stood by it. Listen, if there's no Kevin Durant in the league, Kawhi's the best player. So basically, I'm very good at this prediction stuff. I'm going 2 for 2 this year. But even earlier, before the playoffs are even a thing, I'm going to get this one. So let's check this out. As we were just talking about the Pelicans.
So let's start off with
they made the playoffs.
The Lakers and Pelicans. So in your projection, you feel the Pelicans are going to land the 8th spot.
Oh, I know it. I feel it in my soul, man.
Okay, I hope so too because that's my favorite out of the.
We're going for the. Come on, pals, don't let us down. Stay healthy, Zion.
Come on,
stay healthy, Zoe.
Anyway, man. So who do you got coming out of this matchup right here? Lakers and Pelicans.
All right, so check this bad boy out. So first,
Who's coming out of the matchup?
First, I toogled them around a little bit. I got Nuggets at 4th seed right now. They're standing in 2nd seed. It's gonna all fluctuate a little bit. You could rewind and check out the previous standings, but this is obvious. I think the Pelicans are gonna steal at least one game. Come on. All right, we're going to go over here. Come on, Bucks are going to lose to the Nets, of course. No, I'm joking. Let me stop. We got Giannis on that team. Let's be honest here. Giannis is going to...
But hold on a second, man. Let's go back to Lakers and Pelicans for a second, man. Hold on a second. You actually think the Lakers are going to just run right through them?
I mean, they're not... Listen, we've seen it just literally tonight or last night, a few hours ago. We've seen Zion versus LeBron. We've seen what LeBron could do without Anthony Davis even, you know? So they're going to take care of the Pelicans, but they're going to fight. It's their first playoffs. They're going to get a great game out of that.
So you think LeBron James and Anthony Davis is going to outshine Zion? And
you're not going to be able to outshine him. Last night, Zion just proved he can't be outshined. He's at his best right now. His rookie season.
So that means Pelicans got a chance to win games here, man.
They got a chance to win a game. Let's be real here. It's the greatest player in the world. Come on, man.
So
I'm not playing
you're
with
going
this.
based off that, right? You're
I'm
going based off
last
LeBron
night.
James and
Even
Anthony Davis.
so I'm going based off last night. Even Zion had a major performance and outshined LeBron. Still not gonna come up with the win.
And you're saying that based off because of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're gonna just come up with a way
Based
to
off
win.
of 3 letters, LBJ. Simple.
Man, you know what I mean? I don't play devil's advocate, man,
Okay,
but you know what?
cool.
They're probably gonna come off the Lakers. I think so, just because of the experience, like you said.
I'm telling you,
But
man.
man,
You're a little biased.
Honestly,
You're biased
I hope,
for thinking that.
honestly, I love Zion, man. So I hope the Pelicans actually win this.
At
matchup,
most, I give them 2
okay?
games. They're not winning, but all right. Let's
But,
move on.
anyhow, let's move on, man. Let's move
Sixers,
on to the Bucks and
Heat.
the Nets.
Bucks.
Hold on,
Yeah,
let's
Bucks.
do
Nets.
Bucks. Let's do step by step, man.
Bucks. Come on, we don't got to get into this.
Look, man, we from Brooklyn. You know,
More bias. See, look, ladies and
But-
gentlemen, Tommy O bias to AB.
you know, we've been waiting for years for the Nets to
It's not gonna happen.
progress.
Bucks. Come on, let's not be biased here. The Bucks are gonna wipe the floor with the Nets. Not wipe the floor. They'll probably get a game or 2. They're playing great. Sixers versus Heat. This is I put the Sixers at 4. I
This
believe
is gonna be
that.
a dope matchup.
I believe the Sixers are gonna, they're gonna jump. They're gonna jump the rankings from 6 to 4, and the Heat are gonna swoop down from 4 to 5. They're gonna swap, and I'm going with the Sixers. I'm going with the Sixers for this one. I think Jimmy Butler's gonna give them hell, and they're gonna go to distance. But
And I'm loving that
going with
matchup.
Sixers.
Butler facing his former team.
That's
You're
gonna be
going with the
fun.
Sixers, huh?
I'm going with Sixers.
You know what?
I'm taking this back, actually. I'm taking this back.
Let me say something before you make your final decision.
Yeah, I gotta take this back and think about it because I know how Butler is. He's a competitor. He is not gonna want to lose this. He's not gonna want to lose this series.
Of course, man.
I don't think he's gonna. Going with the Heat. I'm gonna be logical.
So look, man. Let me just say before we make a prediction, this is going to be an all-out war. This matchup,
I believe it.
might go to 7 games just because.
I want to see this one so bad. I may have been a little biased, with this.
But I will say, man,
I wanna see
the
this one
Heat.
really
First
bad.
of all, the Heat got an X factor. The Heat have team chemistry. We know that the 76ers team chemistry has been fluctuating for the past few seasons. So with that said, I'm going with the Heat. Me personally.
I agree. Let's go let's go back to Western actually. Nuggets versus Jazz. You was telling me earlier these teams are kind of alike.
Exactly. So these teams are so much alike because they pretty much don't really have much of a household names, but they got a bunch of role players that play together well. So that's why they're in the playoff hunt, and they're gonna be playing each other, man. So this is also gonna be an all-out war. It's like 2 twins fighting each other.
Jokic and Murray versus Mitchell and Gobert.
So you got Jokic and Murray, right, over Donovan Mitchell.
100%.
I think that's a solid choice. So I'm gonna stay with that.
Let's think about Rockets Mavericks. I'm gonna jump the gun here.
That's a great
Mavericks
matchup.
are knocking the Rockets out. They have lack of experience, but I'm biased as fuck. I love Luka Doncic. I already knew last year he was going to be Rookie of the Year. He was special in the EuroLeague. He's special in the NBA, and I believe he's going to make his mark and solidify himself as one of the greatest Mavericks of all time by knocking the Rockets out. And Russell Westbrook he's used to getting bounced in the first round. Like, it's not a surprise when that happened a little bit. Let's get into the crazy matchups of the semifinals. Celtics, Magic. Come on, Celtics. Come on. I love the match. I love Aaron Gordon.
Exactly, man.
So come on. Ooh.
Let's move on, baby. Let's start out with the Lakers and the Clippers, man. This is
the huge
one of the biggest
this is
matchups in
50-50
history.
for everybody in this planet. They're fighting for more than just a championship. This is Kobe Bryant, feeding through people. Kawhi won the All-Star game. Kobe Bryant MVP.
LeBron's legacy. Anthony Davis going to Lakers just to go for a championship.
It's crazy, and
they got a lot on the line, bro.
This is actually tough for me. I keep drawing back to, regardless. So this is it for me. So the Clippers make it to the finals. The Bucks are beating them. The Lakers make it to the finals. I don't know. I don't know who could stop a healthy Lakers team, but I believe Kawhi could stop a LeBron at any time. That's why this is
not
so
to mention,
tough.
man, Clippers got a bunch of shooters as well. So let's think about this, man.
I'm gonna be real with you right now. I already made up my mind. I already made up my mind. Clippers are winning this.
Check this. You know I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard fan. Huge. This is my favorite player in the NBA. So
special.
Considering you picked this, I'm gonna stick with this one as well. But this is gonna be a hell of a series, man.
It is. I'm ready for it. Bucks, Celtics. I love the Celtics. But come on.
I want to see Giannis shine. I want to see him
be
progress, man.
honest.
He's a hard worker.
And I'm telling you right
Old
now,
school.
you're going to disagree with this. This is our disagreement. So we're checking this. Predictions, we're fully set here. We believe this is the finals. Me, I'm going with Bucks. He's most likely going with Kawhi Leonard. That's set in stone. I don't think you believe in Giannis as much as you believe in Kawhi.
So this is the thing with me. I love Giannis and I love Kawhi Leonard, but I feel like the Clippers got a more experienced team and they're more lethal. And I think when it's
Bucks, baby, let's be honest here. Let's be honest.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. But anyway,
let's be honest, man.
But I feel like the Clippers got more lethal firepower, if that makes any sense.
I agree. I mean,
around their household names. So
this is set in stone, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Louis Kobe's playoff bracket.
And we'll see what happens, man. All right, man. We'll see what happens, man.
We're gonna see at the end of June. We're gonna see that.
Bucks versus Clippers, man.
Let's get into some serious talks because we had something that we really wanted to talk about. It's an important topic to us, and it's an important topic to the country and the world in general. It's coronavirus. Let's talk about it. And there's a little joke I had here with the face mask because, coronavirus is a very serious topic, and I just wanted to shed some light on being able to joke about it. So, we're low battery. This country's on low battery at this time period because, it's very serious about the coronavirus. How have you been dealing with it?
So me, man, basically, I've been trying to eat as healthy as possible, bro. I guess when I go out, in populated areas, I'm not really trying to breathe in, as consciously as I would when there's open air. It would help for me to have a face mask, but and I spend most of my time working my computer, working out. That's my life right now, so that's what I got going on.
So yeah, we stumbled upon a lot of very, very interesting, very, very interesting stuff concerning the coronavirus. We learned about recent sightings in new countries, maybe a town near you, and we just want to shed some light on it. And also this about China, something that'll probably ease the world a bit.
So basically, China obviously is curbing the outbreak right now, meaning that this previous experience they have the past month, they're able to quarantine it better and contain it better,
which is an amazing thing. It's still by far the hardest hit country with 80,151 cases. China has 80,151 cases. The worldwide number, do you know what it is?
And for the worldwide, it's 90,000. So 7 billion people, 90,000 cases. The reality is that's going to be less than 0.001 or something about percent of 7 billion people. So obviously it's larger than...
That's even lower.
The rate is larger than Ebola and SARS. But when we're looking at it, the grand scheme of things, it's still relatively small, manageable threat.
And the death toll is 2,943 deaths. The virus has been detected in at least 70 countries, and as he said, with over 90,000 and 3,100 deaths.
And let's talk about the next big news. Basically, scientists have been testing a combination of HIV drugs. If you want to pull that up.
Yeah, a lot more testing sheds light. So we had also another thing. So if you're very concerned on the U.S., we have some info on what our president, Donald Trump, is doing to fight against the virus. So him and Vice President Mike Pence met with the nation's governors and pledged to continue updating them weekly by teleconference, and Trump himself met with pharmaceutical companies to talk about progress towards a vaccine. So we don't know how much progress he made in that, but we do know that he's doing something for the vaccine, and I hope this isn't BS. I hope we're not getting another fake news regarding Trump. I really hope that they're really working on that.
It's saying here that the crisis has reshaped the daily routines of millions of people. School children in Japan, and I'm reading this off the AP News, they're saying that school children in Japan stayed home with schools closed until April. So that's about another month. Man, those kids must be happy, man.
Yeah, they had a whole month off.
So, and also
They won't get to leave the
Israelis.
house. You gotta stay home, sanitize up, shower twice a day. Not
Yeah,
much
man.
vacation for them. Whew, Washington hit it horribly. We got 12 cases confirmed in Seattle, Washington, 4 deaths. I believe the U.S. death count is about 6 or 7, I believe. And New York just recently, if you're in Manhattan, there was a lady quarantined in her apartment, a lady in her 30s. The New York City Police Department had quarantined her in her apartment. And we also have, God damn it, we have all these U.S. states effective: California, Rhode Island, New York. Now there's a total of 11. What are the other ones? But these are the main ones that are really going to get hit heavy. New York, you have to potentially hug 4 or 5 people just to get to work if you take the train. Unless you walk and it's right up the block, still you have to breathe 6 different people's airspace. You know, it's really tough for these areas. That's why it really hits me.
So let's take a step back for a second, man. So with all this info, we understand that the fatality rate based on 90,000 cases is about 2 to 3%. We know that these the death toll in the United States is relatively low, and we know that this is affecting, the death toll is mainly affecting people with a compromised immune system, which means mostly it will be elderly people. Okay, so we know that information. So the best we could do, in my opinion, man, get the best face mask you can.
Best one.
And
I believe they're called E95s, something like that. They're all sold out though. It's really hard to find.
what is it? The E95? You saying?
I believe they're called E95s. Yeah, something like that.
So I mean, you know, go to your Home Depot, go to your Lowe's, go online, try see if you can order them.
Yeah, they're E95 face masks. They're the best ones.
And if you guys, if you can't get them, you know what I mean, just use the next best thing, which would be a cheap surgical mask.
No. The best thing: stay home. Don't touch anybody. Don't buy cooked food from other people. Make your own food. That'll be the best thing.
If you want to be a bubble boy.
Be a bubble boy. That's gonna be.
But we gotta deal with reality.
That's the safest thing. That's the safest thing. Be a bubble boy, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, as you go out, man, be careful of your travel plans. Maybe talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you think people should?
Traveling is tough right now. I think for one, don't go to China. For 2, don't go anywhere else that has major outbreaks. You can't go to Milan anytime soon. And just, you know, keep consciousness of people around you, and make sure you have your face masks if you're traveling. Make sure, please do. Don't touch anybody. If you're sick, stay home. Even if you work, stay home and take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Stay away from people.
And look,
if you're
man,
sick, stay home.
You know, and if you do get sick or whatever, maybe it's the flu, maybe it's the coronavirus.
Stay home.
We know the death rate is about 2 to 3%.
Still stay home.
So, man, take care of your body, man. Try to eat well. Try to avoid alcohol, man. Okay? Try to avoid alcohol. We know that alcohol impairs the immune system. So, try not to drink alcohol during these times.
Still flu season.
Okay?
Still flu season.
We got to fight this little virus outbreak that's basically trying to hold us as humans back, man, from accomplishing our goals, man. Okay? And we got to move ahead.
It's not stopping the Kobe show. And also, traveling is damaged by that, but it's okay because I have a lovely travel segment coming up. We're going to teach you how to travel on a budget. We're going to teach you the timestamps and when to do it and when to get everything situated and how to do it perfectly by a travel god himself, Louis Kobe.
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the travel segment. We're going to teach you all how to travel budget style. I'm Louis Kobe, your host, and I'm going to teach you how to do it because I am the travel god himself. So step 1, this is how you budget travel. Step 1, pick your flight station. Where are you going? Your initial travel plans. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to see? What do you want to see? Do you want to go somewhere hot? Do you want to go somewhere cold? Do you want to get away from European people? Do you want to get away from American people? For example, my recent trip, January, Paris, France. That's where we started. We started in Paris, France. Then we went to Prague. We got the details right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it starts. So you pick your flight. Where do you want to go? I chose Paris. Then I decided I don't want to go to Paris. But we already got round trips to Paris. So what did we do? Step 2. Go somewhere else. Get out of there. Paris is a great place to start any trip in Europe because you can go almost anywhere in Europe from there. Where I went, Czech Republic. For how much? $56. And this is for two. The last price you saw, it was for two people. And plus we used a company that, basically paid for it. And then we did payments later. Step 3, we got the lovely step 3. Where are you staying? How are you going to sleep? And what I did was stay in hostels, ladies and gentlemen. Hostel Florence. That's all the way in Prague, Czech Republic. And I paid only $87 for 3 nights. That's how you do it. And I purchased this in November. So basically this is my trip in January. And I decided to get all these purchases in November. Purchase the flight, where to go. You purchase, where you're going to stay. Cheap bang for buck. You get a hostel. You share a room or you get a private room for an extra $20, $30. Really nothing. Simple. Then, step 4. Travel more. Simple. So, traveling in Europe is really easy. The countries all, put together. They're all right next to each other. You have the Italy's, the Paris, France, the Madrids, everything there. And then the eastern side, then the northern east side of Germany. You get everywhere, really. So I went from Czech Republic, Prague, to Germany. For how much, you ask? $20. Check that out. $20 per person, plus a little bit of tax. You're going to pay $52 US in total. Isn't that insane? You're going to travel to another country for that price? Come on. Where are you going to stay? You're going to stay in Three Little Pigs Hostel in Berlin. I definitely recommend it. It's an amazing place. That's how we stood there for $116 US. Germany's a little more expensive than Prague. That's fine. 3 nights, no problem. And also I have a couple of tips, for staying in cheap places and budget traveling. Always plan ahead. So I mentioned that I booked this all in November. You're going to want to also book a lot of things to do so you won't have to spend that much money. Some of these countries are expensive despite the cheap stay. There's many things you could do, such as Get Your Guide, Groupon, Viator. All these companies are really good. They're extra fun events and they got so much in store for you. We have something extra. Where are you gonna stay? Oh, you gotta get home, right? So also check this out. How did I get home afterwards? I had to book a flight on the fly to get back to Paris because of my round trip. Initially I wanted to stay in Paris, but then I'm like, get out of here. I could go to some extra countries. And this is how I did it. I booked a random flight for this price right here, 105 euros. What is that? Like 116 US, whatever. Boom. And guess how much I paid for all of that? $970 for accommodation, for flights, stuff like that. Saved up some money. Have some fun. Get your guide. Book a little tour. Book a boat tour. Book anything. You could do it all. So there's so many ways to budget travel, and it's so easy when you have Louis Kobe on your side. Stay tuned, and I'll have so much more travel stuff for you all.